So I won't be doing too much filming en route, to be perfectly honest, because I want to push on to get onto the moorland and up, and it's quite a distance I've got to do today, there and back. But regardless of that, I'm just thinking how this sort of weather invokes pleasant memories for springtime. I've got so many, but particularly in this neck of the wood. I've seen I've seen just back there that the land is bereft of all the livestock, and that's very sad, and there's no doubt that shepherds lost their jobs and probably lost their houses as well. I can see sheep on the other side, but I'm not sure where that's well, it'll be from this glen, but not sure what farm. I was saying in that upload from Lochearnhead about the fairy postman. I don't know if it's the one I was doing the Glen circuit, but because I'd stopped and filmed and was yapping to the camera for ages, and then at Lochearnhead I thought, is this really of much interest? But I suppose in a way it was, but I think it was interesting to see that it looked like a postman. And I think it was very unusual kind of picture to see that. I spotted it right away, so I included that in. But part of the dialogue that I was having just after that was about 1977. Another of my favourite years, actually. Everything was just bouncing and so alive. And I remember the track Give a Little Bit by Supertramp. I was talking about it. Give a little bit of your... And it was always played in Radio 2. I wasn't a Radio 1 fan, of course. Although Radio 1 at that time was certainly not bad in the late 70s. With Noel Edmonds and Dave Lee Travis and the likes, but you'll see Lednock Down appearing around there. But I liked Radio 2. I like listening to Jimmy Young and and Ed Stewart, Pete Drummond even, back in the 70s. But certainly Jimmy Young in the morning, and all these records that were played were all very current. And I was saying in that dialogue as well that in all probability the first vinyl I bought, 7-inch single, was indeed a song called Angelo. It's very embarrassing actually, but it's called Angelo by Brotherhood of Man. Long ago, a man in Mexico lived a young boy called Angelo. I can't really remember the words, the chorus. Running away together, running away forever, Angelo. But I really liked it, and I didn't tell any of my friends about it, of course. But yeah, that was my first single. I think I still got it somewhere. And punk rock, 1977, Sex Pistols, and everything changed, didn't it? By August 77, Donna Summer's I Feel Love came out, and I remember going to the fun fair, and that's all I heard was Donna Summer. And apparently that track was produced to be much, much slower. It was meant to be without that background drum mix. What a decision they made when they produced it as it was. probably one of the most sampled pieces of music in history as well, or regurgitated. And I was talking a lot about the punk era, and I became a big fan of Sham 69, Stranglers, Sex Pistols and Vibrators, but namely Rosillas. I played all these records, and then I bought all the vinyls, of course. I actually had the God Save the Queen 7-inch single, bought around August time, 1977, I think it was, and it would have been worth an absolute fortune in this day and age. It was I had this, what do you call it, the picture sleeve and everything, the Queen's head, and when I'd been in a naughty situation with my friends, and as a result my mum told me to gather my records, and she binned them with my posters as punishment, and it's a bit severe reprimand. I'd rather taken a severe beating than have all my records disposed of. But that's what happened. But I forgave her, especially when I said to that record's worth about £50,000 now. That was 20 odd years ago. So it's going to be warm today, Andy. These are the Lednock Mountains I done last autumn, right through to Glentarkin. Yes, the temperature's rising quickly now. A lot of people go on the mountain quite early. I was speaking to a girl there, she'd been up when she had breakfast at the summit of Bennyhone. I didn't want to ask her what time she set off, but she must have set off easily for 6 o'clock or something. So that's the long route to Glentarkin, but we're going this way today. And we get to the dam, and then we'll climb onto the moorland, and we head northwest. I've got my map, and I've seen as well that Microsoft, this bloody Bing Maps, has completely removed all access for the Ordnance Survey maps online. You can't look at them. It's a real pain. I did find a way of getting through it a sneakily way, but they've removed that option as well. Terrible. But on a day like this, Andy, I don't think we'll be complaining much. Just take it easy, and yeah. So we're walking up there, walking up over the back, away around, and that one up there, up to the summit, which is not in sight, but that's where we're heading, sir. So we're some distance up from Loch Lednock, thankfully, and I sat a little while down there having a cigarette, just to give me some lung energy to make this ascent. I'm going to go up to, I'll put the names up later, I'll go up there and we'll get our bearings from the top of that, but the place I'm going to is some distance out that way. There's rain forecast from 4 o'clock onwards round about Perthshire. Whether we get it I don't know, but I'd like to try and bag this by 2 o'clock if possible. It's already 20 past 12, but I'm not surprised, Andy, because you do a lot of dithering, don't you? No? I have to do essential tasks before I leave the home and also in transit. And when I stop, I like to have a cigarette and a cup of tea before I begin my walk. And did you do that? Of course I did. Right, well let's march on please. Yes. So I've done all these ones over there, down in Lednock, and that's obviously all the way down to Melville's Monument. And then that one up there, I covered that back in, I think it was April 22. It was fine snow. It was either March or April time. But we're going this way, Annie. And yeah, conditions are good. There's quite a lot of biting insects already. It's a bit early to get bitten in the hills with the little nasty insects, but they're busy today. And it's a good time of year, because obviously later in the year when all this vegetation starts growing vigorously, it's well, there's a lot more flies, and there's the humidity gets I say it 100 times, but the humidity gets unbearable in the summer, and you need about 10 times the amount of water as you do in springtime. So that's the end of Loch Lednock there, just for the record, and that's the way over to Glentarkin, and that's the mountain I did. Oh, Eddie, that's the one I did back in sometime in October last year, and I couldn't see the Lors Mountains because, well, the mist and rain was, the conditions weren't good that day. But that's our destination today, up the back. Big high one now. There's a long way to go, Eddie. I'll put the name up of this, so I'm going to sit up there for a second on the summit, and we'll get our bearings. I don't really need to take the map out, not really, because I know where we are. But I just want to go onto the top just to say that I'm at the high point, you see. Up to that rock, Eddie. Yeah, it's a long way to go, sir. We won't linger. And that one at the back there, I'm sure you've done that from Adonic. We'll check that later. Well done, you. You can see how hazy everything is, and this is why the winter months is the best for air clarity, because the sun heats the atmosphere and all the mist rises, all the dew evaporates and creates that haze, whereas in the winter the temperatures, I mean, there's inversion cloud and fog in the valleys, and up top it can be beautifully sunny and air clarity and very clear. But getting up to these heights and you know, in daylight it's so short. I mention it often, but it's just if you're confident enough to be marching around with a head torch, then fair enough up at this level. But no, I like to see where I'm going properly, and we're properly going up there. So let's get your skates on, Eddie. Yeah, get a bit closer, Annie, but not that close that you can be satisfied you're on top. It's a desolate place. absolutely desolate. That's one thing the maps can't show you, is the extent of the peat hags. Really awkward to get around, and you have to keep changing direction all the time. So I'm taking the higher part, and then we'll snake round. We should get through the worst of it before we start our ascent. There's a fair old climb up there, Andy. It definitely is. Definitely rain bearing clouds appearing. So they could have been right about Rannoch getting rain today, but I can get the train. Oh, this is steep, Andy, but as you just keep going, you will get to the top. You know this, don't you? Yeah, so it's a long way to the top, even from here. Well, just keep pushing on, sir. Please do. Well, we're at the top of this one, but we're not at the top of our dedicated summit, Andy. So let's push on, sir. Yes, that's the hills at the very west end of Lochearnhead. We're getting high, Andy. Well, high on the mountains, not high on chemicals. Yes. Not long to go though. If we just keep up the momentum, please. Yeah, but I'm getting tired. Yes, all the more reason to persevere, please, Andy. Definitely a big one, Andy, eh? It's very good. Not a damn thing here. It's 10 to 2, Andy. I want you up the top there for 2 o'clock, please. Oh, and done in. Oh, you're not. You only think that, Andy. It's because your legs are tired from Friday's escapade. I think what we might do is we might go back by following Lednock. I don't know. Just let's get to the top first of all, and we'll decide what we're going to do once we've had a biscuit. You know, I don't think I mentioned it, but this is Sunday, the 26th of April 26th. 26, 426, Eddie. Yes. Not to mention that we should start my vlogs by mentioning dates. Oh, we're getting somewhere. Actually, you've done quite well to get this far from the hill. It's been a long walk for you. A lot of height up and down with the traversing all the way across the landslide. This is 12 miles. Not far to go, any. Whoa, been a long haul, but I see the cairn, any. It's a trig point, sir. A trig point for you. Ben Law's ready. Absolutely stunning views, isn't it? Well, the camera won't pick it up, but I can see so much of the Scottish landscape all the way up into Blair Athol. That's something special, Andy, isn't it? That's Glen Almond over there, and it twists and heads down and Altenaig's down the bottom there. Lochearnhead's on the other side. There we go. We've made it, Andy. Well done, Andy. I'll put the height up, it's over 2,800 feet. Something else. Get along to that little ridge and just have a quick peek over. I'm in two minds what to do. I think to make it more exciting, we could go back over that one and then follow down and pick up the footpath that comes off Bennyhone, or we can make our way down the slopes and follow Loch Lednock. That seems rather boring. Benson is rain is coming. Definitely a big difference today. It's cooler as well. So that's the right away sort of. There's no definitive track, but it'll take you down to Ardonic, and then that's the one I've said I've walked it, and then along with. It doesn't look long when you camera you're at height, but I was going to show you it's a long distance. We'll zip out to that point there. We can see we've touched it, Andy, and then what we'll do, I'm going to go back and climb over those mountains, and it's absolutely wonderful up here today. It really is. It's superb. A wee bit more clarity in the sky would have been just so much better. But not to worry, I can see everything with my eyes. Yeah. Ben Vorlich over there, all these mountains. I'm not going to go through everything because I think there's a bit of wind distortion on the camera. I'm going to zip out onto that top, and then we'll make our way back, and we'll do that route back to towards Benhonsey. So there you are, there's Loch Tay, and down to Ardonic. So we're actually nearer Loch Tay than we are Amulree. And Glynn's over the other side of that hill, and that's where I was on Friday. On that high slopes up there above Glen Ogle. I could point everything out in all directions, but because of the mistiness you're not going to be very happy with my commentary and the views. But it's interesting, that's the route I've taken, and that's the right of way that you can still walk. It's not a path that you can take the children on a Sunday afternoon for a picnic. Not really. It's a challenging walk, and the track dissipates up here, disappears altogether, and you just got to make your own way through. But it's definitely a quick way. The old people, they didn't follow roads. They knew every single mountain pass, the quickest way for me to be. And there's on the opposite side, if you can see in this camera, is Law's Hotel and the village and stuff. So I'm going to set up my jet boil. I'm going to get a coffee. I'm going to do it up here. I'm not going any further out to show you. No, there's no point any. I'm showing you what the story is. Okay, so jet boil's on for my strong coffee. And that should keep me going till I get home. Probably remember when I was over in that way last autumn, I said that I had some of these still to do. Well, this is them all done. I've done actually these heaps. I'm just going back that way, and I've done all. You see all that lot over there. That's all of the north side of Glenalmond. So I've done them all. Yeah, Lochearnhead's over there. Right out there, you can see Amulree, and then it snakes round the corner into the small glen into the Newton Brig area. Well, by a few miles, of course. Coffee served, Andy. Thank you very much. I did say I'd get to the tops by 2:30, so I was up here in good time. I don't want to hang about too much up here. I want to get moving. So after we've had a coffee and a cigarette, we'll go over the tops of all that lot again, follow round, cut across, and then up onto that big lump, and then I think it's a sort of cliffs on the other side. We'll try and have another look at the map, and then we'll get down onto the pathway, which will eventually take us round onto the Dinnergeldy. It's quite a long way. Quickest option is obviously down this way, following Lednock, but I don't want to do that. I want to be up high for as long as possible today, Andy. Thank you.